These chaotic cell phone images show men attempting to catch a wild hippo. They're trying to sedate the animal with a dart gun. This isn't Africa. This is Colombia, and Colombia has a hippo problem. In Africa, the hippos have been a part of the landscape for millions of years. But here, in Colombia's Magdalena Medio, they've only been around for the last 30 years. And it wasn't nature that put them here. It was Colombia's biggest cocaine trafficker. It's a strange tale of how Colombia came to be the only country outside of Africa to have wild hippos. It's a story of killer animals, government incompetence, a bizarre theme park, and history's biggest drug lord, Pablo Escobar.
Estamos ante el hipopótamo, que es catalogado.
We're in front of the animal classified as the species that most kills in Africa in accidents or encounters with humans. The biggest problem for the civilian population that lives near this lake.
Digamos las partes aledañas a este lago.
David Echeverry is a biologist with the local Environmental Protection Agency, CONARE. It's his job to stay on top of Colombia's growing hippo problem. Authorities say these animals are a threat to humans and the environment and must be controlled somehow. The animal has a ferocious reputation for unprovoked attacks on humans. Hundreds are reported killed by hippos every year in Africa.
Y si salen corriendo, ¿qué debemos hacer?
Huir. Pues correr,
We should run. The idea is not to run in a straight line, but zigzag. It's very fast, faster than any human, but only a straight line.
Muy veloz, es más veloz que cualquier ser humano, pero en línea recta.
The story of how the hippos came to Colombia starts 3 decades ago, here in Pablo Escobar's luxurious estate, Hacienda Napoles.
Buenas tardes. Un tiquete, por favor.
Today, Napoles is a privately run theme park, a mix of Disneyland's Mickey Mouse and Pablo Escobar.
There it is. $20 and you've got a ticket.
In the early 1980s, Escobar brought 4 hippos to Colombia to join the private zoo he was building inside Napoles. Today, visitors enjoy a water park and the life-size dinosaurs Escobar originally built. But the theme park is also a tour of the drug lord's history. Over the entrance is the first plane Escobar used to transport drugs. There's a collection of the trafficker's vintage cars, destroyed by his enemies in the drug war. And Escobar's old house is now a museum of his crimes. Here visitors see Escobar's rise from a petty criminal who stole tombstones to become the king of cocaine. The museum details the various assassinations and terror attacks he ordered. Many come out of curiosity to see how the late drug lord lived and remember one of Colombia's darkest chapters.
It is the black time of a country, but it is important to know it.
The power made him sick. He was convinced he was a god. He did good things and bad things.
But the big attraction is the hippos.
This used to be the top hippopotamus here, but then in 2006 he got into a fight with another male to see who would lead the herd, and well, he lost. But it's here you can see just how dangerous these animals are. Take a look at the size of these teeth.
In its war with Escobar, the government seized Hacienda Napoles. In 1993, the police finally gunned Escobar down. Napoles fell into ruin, but the hippos thrived. Unlike in Africa, here there are no lions or crocodiles to limit the hippos' population. So over the years, that first group of 4 hippos has swelled to 40. The hippos delight the visitors, but they're a headache for the surrounding farms. Echeverry travels the zone, monitoring the damage these hippos cause. At night, the hippos leave their lakes to roam and eat more grass. And these 3-ton beasts can't help but cause damage. It was around a year ago Echeverry realized he had a bigger problem. Around 10 hippos had gone missing, escaped into the wilds. And that number will grow rapidly.
More or less, a female can give birth every 2 years. This is an alarming number. The growth could be exponential. It could rise to 100.
This is not the first time authorities have faced this problem. In 2009, Pepe the hippo escaped to the nearby Magdalena River. Hunters were authorized to track and kill the hippo. When photos of Pepe's carcass emerged, people were outraged. Biologists like Echeverry are desperately trying to find a different solution to culling the fugitive hippos.
We've been presenting a series of options trying to find alternatives to hunting them. Unfortunately, they're very expensive.
These videos show Echeverry and other agents trying to catch and sedate a 3-ton male. 2 such hippos have been caught and castrated. But at a cost of $70,000, the environmental agency can't afford to castrate many more males. Shipping the animals to a zoo is also out of its budget. And so far, there isn't the money to build the hippos a secure refuge. But before they can decide what to do with the escaped hippos, they must find them.
This is the Magdalena, Colombia's most important river. And it's here you get a sense of just how difficult it's going to be to find these animals. The river starts in the mountains of southwestern Colombia, passes all the way through the country to the Caribbean coast, and somewhere along that 1,000 miles of thick jungle, forest and river, a group of hippopotamuses is hiding.
It's fitting that this bizarre tale should take place along the Magdalena River, a source of legends and ghost stories.
Alguien que se ve sin cabeza ahí andando por las orillas del río y
It's someone who walks along the shores without a head, dragging a chain, and he screams. When I come and fish, I say, please God, don't let me see the man without a head. That would frighten me.
me haría mucho miedo, ¿cierto?
Hector is the head of the Fishermen's Association in the nearby town of Puerto Triunfo. If the government wants to find the hippos, it will need help from fishermen like Hector.
Para mí es algo muy bonito.
For me, the hippos are something beautiful. The only person who brought them here in that time was Pablo Escobar, and they kept reproducing them, and it brings tourists. We're used to seeing them. That hippo has a big mouth and big teeth. Yes, but there's been no case of attacking a human or child. You can run into them and let them pass. You're in your cars and they're passing. You just let them pass.
Bueno, paramos el carro y que pase.
Like others, Hector wants the government to create a protected reserve for the hippos. But he warns, if the government wants to kill the animals, it won't get any information from him.
Y pues yo soy uno que no me gustaría que los mataran.
I'm one of those people who don't want to see them killed. And if they come looking for them to kill them, I'll say, no, I haven't seen them.
Yo diría que no lo he visto.
This is the job Echeverry is facing. His hope is that they will be able to raise funds to set up some sort of sanctuary for the hippos. But one way or another, it must be resolved. And soon.